Alright, so the next part to this is, now that all the electronics seem to be working pretty well, I'm going to finish the mechanical assembly. And to do the next part, I actually had to go and laser cut. All this acrylic is laser cut. I did it at a friend's place. And these little pieces can snap together. They snap together right here on these pieces. Yeah, just like that. They snap together and turn into pieces. I can make frames, frame borders out of 4 of these pieces and kind of make the whole height of the electronics enclosure taller. That way the tallest part, which is like these copper wires here poking out, the tallest part is covered and protected by some acrylic, enough so that at the end, when I build up enough of these layers, there's going to be a tall enough wall to cover all this, and then at the very end I can slap on the bottom the back plate, which has some screw holes for the walls. So the next step is to put on some of these layers, drill them in, snap them in, and then I'm going to put this layer on top by drilling in 4 holes for the big screws we have right here. Awesome. It's time to get to work. Alright, so for this next part, you can see I have this piece of acrylic here, which is attached by this little anchor piece, or by this little piece right here, to this next piece of acrylic. And what I need to do is I need to drill holes in order to get drill a hole for that screw. I need to drill a hole not to put the screw through here, but a big enough hole so that when this gets sandwiched down between these 2 layers, that little screw that's underneath this piece doesn't crack the acrylic. So I'm going to drill a hole right there. I'm going to drill a bigger hole right here, and the same thing goes for this side too. And then I will drill a hole to secure this smaller piece of acrylic on the side, somewhere around here, somewhere around the end here. I'm not actually going to put a piece of acrylic on this edge here, and the reason for that is I want the charging wire to come through this side. So there's not going to be a piece of acrylic on this side. Then what I'll do is I'll build another layer of this acrylic snap together stuff right here on top of the first layer. And so you'll end up with 2 layers of acrylic and this kind of nice sandwich right here which seals the charging cable in there. So I'll have 1 full clear layer of acrylic, 1 clear layer of acrylic that's a border around the whole edge, and then another clear layer of acrylic that's another border around the edge. Then I'll have to do 1 more, I think, and then, as you can see here, the tallest part in all of this construction are these little copper wires right here on the Raspberry Pi. And so the whole idea behind these pieces of acrylic on the side here is to just make it so that this whole thing is tall enough so I can fit all these parts in here. Once they're all in here, I could squish them all down with the back plate, and the back plate is just a black piece of acrylic with some holes laser cut out in it for mounting it to the wall. To actually mount it to her wall, she has a cement wall, so my plan is to get some Velcro stuff and stick it to her wall.